Is everything that sold in the last 24 hours, almost everything on eBay. I've got one, two, three, four, five. There's a sixth one that sold this morning that was a book lot. So that was a Lisa Gardner book lot, $15 plus shipping. I took a much lower offer, just wanted to move it, get it out of there, because I knew it wasn't going to be something that was going to go for that much money, and it was going to take a little while. So here's everything I have though in front of you. So let's start over here. I've got this Hermanas Padilla. This is a Spanish language cassette tape. And this one was a donation. Whoops. So this one sold, I took an offer. It sold for $7 plus shipping. So a lower profit item, but that was one that I had listed for 10 bucks. Was glad to sell it for 9. So that type of stuff. Mexican or Spanish language music cassette tapes. I would look some of those up. Not all of them are necessarily worth money, but there are some that can go for great money. Cassette tapes in general, there can be a lot of value in them depending on the genre. So I would definitely not pass them up when you're out there. Of course, the types of genres, there is a lot of Spanish music that can go for good money, but of course there's other types of genres that can go for crazy money, like hip-hop albums, as well as heavy metal, punk, that type of stuff. But even certain Mariah Carey tapes, certain other type or other pop musical artists, you'd be surprised, can go for some good money. So make sure and look those up as well. This one is Greased, the original Less Than Jake cast album. This one sold for $21.99 plus shipping. I got this in a local buy in my store. I spent $40 on all of the stuff that I bought, but I've already made profit on that. This was back in, I think it was June, the end of June of this year. So this one took, let's see, a few months to sell, but not too long. So $21.99 plus shipping. Some of these items for $21.99, I don't mind having it sit for a few months, even 4 or 5 months, and that's a nice sale. If it's $10, not so much, but selling one like this for that amount is good. This one, like I said, was a local buy, so this is someone that comes in, brings me stuff occasionally. I get these opportunities a lot because of my store, but you don't need a retail store to get these opportunities. You just need to pass out cards, tell people what you do, kind of build a network of people that know that you are a reseller, that you're always looking for certain items, whether it's books, whether it's records, whether it's CDs, whether it's DVDs, whatever it is. You just got to get the word out there, and the stuff will start coming to you. You'd be surprised. So donation, local buy in the store. This was a trade here. I just got this in. I probably shared this with you briefly in a previous video. Excuse me. I just got this in, I don't know, within the last week and a half or so. This is 21 kids VHS tapes. This sold right away. I listed it yesterday. I meant to list it sooner, but I listed it yesterday and sold the same day. 21 kids VHS tapes. There's Arthur in here. There is a Magic School Bus. There's Lamb Chop, which is Sherry Lewis. So there's a variety of different stuff. There's also, I think, one Dora. There's some Veggie Tales. So here you can get a better look. Bob the Builder. This one here. So there's a variety, really. It's not the same series. It's just a different, some different kids VHS tapes, and you'd be surprised at how well these can do. I sold this for $29.99 plus shipping. I believe it was $29.99. I think so. 21 tapes. I'm about 99% sure on that. So this sold. I rewound all the tapes. I do have a rewinder in the store. And the tapes are in good condition. So definitely kids VHS tapes can do well. Certain ones, like I listed a Barney's, one that has not sold yet. I listed it yesterday, so I expect it to take some time. But Barney, I have 27 of those up. But be on the lookout for kids VHS tapes, especially if it's the same one. Like if I had 10 Arthur tapes, I would list all of those. If I had 10 Veggie Tales, I would probably list all of those. 10 Dora tapes, list all of those. So if the more you have of one particular series, the better. But if you don't have enough, like 4 or 5 is probably not enough unless it's, do your research, but unless it's something that for some reason holds value even a smaller lot like that. But typically I like to get 8 or 10 or 15 or a dozen or so together of the same type of program, the same program frame series, like the Barney tapes I have up. We'll see if that sells soon, and list those together. So definitely, even though they're different, people still are buying VHS tapes for sure. This one is from a local buy as well. This actually came, this one here, which is a Home Improvement Complete Series. It's in a cool little toolbox. And if you remember that show, Tim Allen, I think his name was, really funny show back in the 90s. This was all 7, I believe it's 7 seasons. So that one is from the same person that brought me this CD, which was in a lot of CDs. So this is what I mean that I will make these local buys. There was some other stuff I got with this. I think it was some books and other things as well. But this one sold for, I had listed for $60, but it sold for $45 plus shipping. So I'm more than happy to get that offer and to accept that offer rather. So the packet's in there pretty nice. I'm gonna send that out today. But again, these kind of things come to you when you tell people what you do. And this one I'd never seen before. Hopefully I come across it again. Whenever you come across a complete television series in this type of setup, they've got it in a toolbox because, he's called, I forgot what it was, the Tool Man or something like that. So whenever they put it in some sort of clever packaging, especially the complete series, those tend to go for really good money. But yeah, this was a nice local buy, a nice flip, and you just never know what can come to you. This one was the most fun to me. This one sold this morning for $29 plus shipping. I got it for $4 at the thrift store that I go to twice a week, or have been going to twice a week for a while now. Again, the reason why this excites me is because I'm only spending about 30 to 40 minutes in the thrift store, and I'm still finding stuff even after it was open all day for days. And I know lots of resellers go to this store in particular. It's a big one in the area, and yet this is sitting there, and I sold it for $29. $4 is a bit more than I usually like to spend, but again, even though I get lots of stuff for free and I trade stuff and I do buys, bulk buys, picking this up for $4 and then selling it for $29 plus shipping, making around $20 is not bad. Especially I bought this in July, and it's been about 4 months. It's a bigger book sitting on my shelf. That's still a nice flip. So if you can walk into a local thrift store, find a book like this, and sell it within 4 months for $30 essentially, I'm all about that. Even for buying it for $4. That's a nice, profitable, fairly, not quick, but not long, super long flip. And, getting these coming in weekly, turning that into daily is really cool. So this one, obviously, you can see what it's about, Nicaragua. This is in lots of photos. Mostly photos. Interesting though, this one, as you can see, is partially in German. And then back here, I saw that it was some English. Oh, I did say English. I didn't say English. I'm making that up. Oh, Spanish, sorry. So it's half in Spanish. That's not Spanish. That's French. Anyway, I did the research back 4 months ago, but I believe it is. Yeah, it says it right here. At any rate, it's in multiple languages, and when I looked it up, I couldn't find very many copies. I think I may have found, again, it's hard for me to remember because I bought this back in July, but I may have found, there may have been one copy on eBay that was going for a lot of money, or maybe it was coming from another country, but I listed it for 30. Yeah, I listed it for 40. I think what happened was I sent an offer out, and this was just a late response to it, because it sold for $21.19 technically. But this is one that is the type of book that I like to buy, I like to find, because it's pretty rare. There's not that many copies out there. It's very specific. I know it's the whole country, but it's a small country, and not to mention that it's in another language. and not to mention that it's that there are very few copies out there, and it's got lots and lots of images. It's an older book, so to me, there's lots of reasons to buy it and flip it. So overall, it was a good day. I'm gonna open the store today and see what comes in. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next video. Take care.